Round 7 and Formula E arrives in Europe, Monaco. Glamour and history in equal measure. Home to one of the most famous motor races in the world, the Monaco Grand Prix. The Formula E track shares some of the same narrow streets, tight corners and iconic Riviera setting. A wide open championship means that Monaco has a big hand to play. With the final races in view, the stakes here are high.
After adventures in Asia, South America and the USA, Formula E makes its widely anticipated debut in Europe around the streets of Monaco for round 7 of the championship. My name is Jack Nichols, Mike Conway is alongside me. We've got Nicky Shields down in the pits. The air temperature 21 degrees, track temperature 25 degrees, humidity at 74%. It really is a lovely day on the south coast. And what a venue this is going to be. We're on a slightly shortened circuit, so instead of turning right and heading up through Massenet and up to the top of the hill and Casino Square, we do a sharper right and run parallel with the run towards Tabac, towards a hairpin at the exit of the tunnel, and then resuming the circuit once more through the famous left-hander of Tabac, then the swimming pool section round the Rascasse and Anthony Nogues and across the finish line. 1.7 kilometres long, this circuit, and it should provide us with some excellent racing this afternoon. So a very big crowd has turned out for the first ever Formula E race here in Monaco. There you can see the EJ entertaining the fans at the swimming pool complex. Free entry into this race for everyone.
Great to see the stands filling up. You know, it's really amazing. Lots of fans here, and the grid's full, just like you see on other race weekends here. So yeah, it's great to see, and the guys are really enjoying driving this track.
Here was a look at when the fans got to meet the drivers, and you can see the amount of attention that has been brought here to the Formula E race in Monaco. All the drivers present to sign autographs and take photos with the fans who have probably seen them race here before, and they get to go out on a little Formula E simulator as well. And this was the gala dinner last night at the Monte Carlo Casino. Sam Bird arriving, and Jean Todt there along with Prince Albert, and what a glamorous event it was. These have become highlights of the Formula E weekends, and that's a nice bit of artwork, isn't it? And really, really impressive scenes here in Monaco. This is, I suppose, what Monaco is all about. Prince Albert has arrived here in Monaco now to observe the racing action that's going to be coming up. 47 laps of racing. There's Flavio Briatore there in the middle, alongside Jackie Ickx on the right-hand side, the Belgian racer, all having a nice little chat with Alain Prost. There's Natalie Imbruglia hanging out with Alejandro Agag. The fan boost announcement is in, and Nelson Piquet Jr., Salvador Duran and Jean-Eric Vergne are the 3 men who have won the fan boost, so they will get an extra 30 kilowatts of power for 5 seconds in both of their 2 cars that they'll be running.
It's yeah, it's going to be tense moments. You're just counting the seconds. The seconds feel like minutes. It's a long time waiting for those lights to go out.
And we're about to get going here in Monaco. Pole position, Sebastian Buemi in the blue and yellow Edams car on the left as we look at it. Alongside him is Lucas Di Grassi in the yellow and red Abt car. We go green in Monaco, and it's a really good start from Buemi. He holds the lead of the race. D'Ambrosio is trying to challenge Di Grassi. Not quite close enough. Bit of a lockup, but nothing too dramatic, as everyone will have to be so careful. Oh, there's the front wing gone of Jean-Eric Vergne. He's gone into the back of the car behind. Alkashwari's out of the race as well. Oh, and a big melee coming out and down, and that is not what we want to see at all. That's Abt out of the race, it's Senna out of the race, safety car deployed. Vergne went into the back here. It then concertinaed up from behind the Andretti car. Then what happens as they come down the hill?
The Abt car hit the wall.
Oh my goodness!
The Abt car hit the wall and Senna just went straight over the back of him. Wow, that could have been a really nasty one.
Wow, so Bruno Senna leaping over the back of Daniel Abt. Yeah, so Abt, has he been pushed in the wall there, or has he hit the wall on the other side? But that's a big moment for Bruno Senna. Anthony's using his fan boost now. Nelson Piquet Jr. He'll dart to the outside, but he's not going to be quite close enough. He'll get alongside. This is going to be very tight on the run down into Saint-Devote. Gets on the brakes, not close enough. D'Ambrosio manages to keep it together, and Piquet's used his fan boost now for this car. He'll get another chance on his second car, but is that the moment? Gone! Whoa. Up the inside into the harbour hairpin. Great move from Nelson Piquet Jr. He's up into 3rd place. That was decisive.
That was a great move. Yeah, he really just was determined to get by Jerome, and yeah, just really pulled it out under braking, straight up the inside, a nice clean move, and now he's up into third position.
This is Scott Speed losing out here to Antonio Felix da Costa. Oh, Speed hasn't been in to change his front wing, so that's why Speed's really slow. Okay, so that's interesting. Here's a replay of Scott Speed's battered. Oh! And here's a look at Nick Heidfeld up the inside of Jarno Trulli. Oh, that's going to be a touch there, and it is. That's the battle over 8th position. This is on board with Heidfeld. Was he far enough alongside or not?
Enough to maybe make a move, but Jarno just wasn't having any of it. He just wanted that corner, I'm afraid.
In comes de Grassi with 10% of energy remaining, so I wonder if he's going to come in and try and maybe get an undercut or something like that, get some clear air.
Yeah, very interesting. Maybe that's what they're looking for. They might have seen a gap on track on their strategy to try and get him out in clean air, but risky to come in a lap earlier because it means you've got to manage a little bit more as the second stint unfolds.
But then what's more important in Monaco? Track position.
Yes.
So that's maybe their thinking. In come our race leaders, Buemi and Piquet. And de Grassi absolutely nailed the pit stop time, 1 minute and 13 seconds, which is exactly the minimum time. Piquet also set the fastest middle sector of the race on his way into the pits. It was 0.7 of a second quicker than Buemi's middle sector, so this is going to be mighty fascinating. And now they're just waiting for Nelson Piquet Jr. Out he goes, floors the throttle. And here comes Lucas de Grassi round the final corner into Anthony Nogues, who is going to be leading the Monaco ePrix. We'll find out in just 200 or 300 meters as de Grassi comes down the start-finish straight, looks to the right, sees Piquet. De Grassi goes past him, but where is Sebastian Buemi? That's the big question. Has Buemi managed to get out in the lead? He has, just about. That must have been so close coming out of the pit lane. And it was easy to get past Nelson Piquet Jr., but it was, and they go side by side, almost touch on the run down into the hairpin. Is de Grassi going to get around there? Yes, just about. But that must have been so close coming out the pits.
Oh, just where they left off when they came in.
Oh, that's going to go 3 wide down into Saint Devot. Bird holds the outside line, but Piquet will cover the inside, but that's not the place to be getting back markers, is it?
That was very close, 3 wide there.
Great shot coming out of the final turn at Anthony Nogues. Across the line comes Nelson Piquet Jr., still running in third place at the moment, 2.2 seconds back from de Grassi. And the top, well, all the top guys, with the exception of Nico Prost, are all lapping about the same time. 55.157 for Jean-Eric Vergne, so they're fighting over the 2 points that go to the fastest lap of the race. Alain Prost smiling because one of his drivers is leading the way.
Silky smooth from Seb. And yeah, just managing the race very well here, managing his energy, good use of the curves through there, and not much coasting at all on this lap.
No, I was just going to say that.
You know, driving this thing as hard as he can. It'd be interesting to see if there's any coasting down into turn 1. That seems to be a favourite for to save energy.
Well, last lap he lost 0.3 of a second to, oh goodness me, this is Antonio Felix da Costa forcing his way past Charles Pic and going up into 8th position, and Scott Speed went through as well. So Pic got very close, but good work from Scott Speed as they come over the crest of the hill down Avenue JFK, and Nick Heidfeld will be trying to get through as well. Da Costa then 8th place for him, which is not a bad effort considering he started down in 19th place. But look at this. Now Nelson Piquet has caught Lucas de Grassi in the battle over 2nd position. Buemi, I think, has been told you've got to push because the last 2 laps he's lost 0.3 of a second to Lucas de Grassi in 2nd place. But now de Grassi will have his mirrors full of the next EV by Team China car. And Piquet's using his fan boost now. He's a bit far back, isn't he, as they come down towards the first corner.
Could make something happen here, though.
Is he going to be close enough for a look into Saint Devot? No, he's not. De Grassi covers the inside line, but Piquet is there or thereabouts the whole way around with him. This is the battle between the 2 championship leaders. There's only 1 point separating them. Down into the hairpin, lock up from De Grassi, gets it stopped in time just about. Piquet gets on the power, good run out of the hairpin, but he's not going to be surely close enough for a look into the back. A little feint to the inside line. This is great racing between 2 experienced racers and rivals. A point between them in the championship. They fell out this morning in qualifying when Piquet felt that de Grassi had held him up, and they were sitting next to each other but not looking at each other at all, had their backs turned to each other. 5 laps to go here in Monaco, and it's nose to tail between the two championship leaders for second place in the race. Buemi's gone, he's off at the front, 2.5 seconds clear, but Piquet in third place has more energy remaining than De Grassi. Could that become crucial in 5 laps time? And oh, a little look to the inside, he's locked up! Oh my goodness, he just about got it stopped in time. There might have been a little touch in there. Through the swimming pool section comes Buemi. He's never won here in Monaco, but that could be about to change. It's very, very close for the final spot on the podium. Sam Bird right up behind Nelson Piquet Jr., who's dropped back ever since that incident earlier on. But through the final corner at Anthony Noakes comes Sebastian Buemi. The Edams driver is going to win the first Formula E race in Europe. It's the checkered flag for Buemi in Monaco. Wonderful performance from the Swiss. Delight for Sebastian Buemi. Celebration inside the Edams garage. That's their 3rd win of the season. The most winning team now in Formula E. Sebastian Buemi, who wins for the 2nd time this season, our first double winner of the year. Sebastian Buemi receives his trophy from Prince Albert as the winner of the inaugural Formula E race in Monaco. Now it's time for the champagne as the crowd is scurrying. And a superb performance. Nelson Piquet Jr. there, soaking his team. Edams as well, after a really strong performance. They managed everything perfectly.
Well, that's certainly one way to clear a grid, spraying champagne. 2nd win of the championship. How good does that feel?
It feels great, especially from pole position. It's a good weekend finally. We were leading in Buenos Aires as well, but then I had this little mistake. So finally a very good weekend from pole position to win. It's an amazing feeling, and especially in Monaco, so I couldn't be more happy.
Absolutely, and I'm sure your team principal here, Jean-Paul Gio, also, you must be over the moon.
I am over the moon because with last year in Monaco winning the 2GP2, the 3.5, winning the first electrical one in Monaco, and it was a place where we had never won before last year. And last year we made a hat trick, and it's going to be in the history. First electrical one.
From myself, Jack Nichols, Mike Conway and Nicky Shields, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in Berlin.
When the lightning strikes, let's stand together. When the moment comes, let's stand as one. Let's stand together. Let's stand together. Let's stand together. Let's stand